Hey, this is James and Sabrina from Eating Our Asses Off.
Hey.
We have quick meals for you today, quick little snacks that we are going to show you how to cook. In the first video here, you're going to see us make bacon. And here I'm pantomiming cutting it through the wrapper just to show some people who freak out about touching the meat. You don't have to if you're just lazy like me, and you can pop it out in half that way. In general, you want to cut the bacon in half just because it cooks better that way. And so after a 3-minute heat up, once it turns down there, you can simply lattice your meat into the tray and let it go.
You don't have to lattice it, which you'll see him do in just a second. I usually don't, but I guess this just makes it easier to flip over. I, however, use tongs when I flip it over, so it's really just not necessary. I just flip each individual piece. I also don't usually make this many pieces at a time. So just our different techniques for using the air fryer to make bacon here.
Yeah, the advantage of latticing it is that you're trying to get a more even cook on all the bacons, and also you can kind of much more easily see which ones need to be on top versus the bottom, because you literally just take the whole stack and flip the whole thing over when it's done, and it just saves you a little bit of time. But you're right, in the end you don't actually have to do that. It's just more about time management. So I'm going to put it on 14 minutes actually, but 12 is if you want the nice flimsy bacon, 14 if you want crunchy bacon, and that's kind of how our air fryer works. And about halfway through, you pause it, and then you get the good old mix, and you just kind of flip it around and switch sides with it.
So this video was requested by one of our viewers, Hi Ka, and so her husband likes the like the flimsy bacon, like the almost not even totally cooked bacon. Ugh. But I agree with her, and I like it super crisp, so like almost burnt. So you will see, like, here's the halfway point. You can take it out, and most of that still needs to be cooked some.
Yeah.
But you can put it in a couple more minutes, and then you can take out the ones for the people who like the bad bacon, and you can put it back in, and you can finish making it for those of us who know how bacon is supposed to work.
Yeah, so here you're going to last 4 minutes, so that's actually a total of about 10 minutes, everything cooking. And you'll see some of these pieces here are actually done. And so I'm going to go through and I'm going to pull out all the done pieces and put back the last few that were still either a little undercooked or were not quite crispy, because that's how we like our bacon. And I cooked the last one for the remaining 4 minutes. And in doing so, everything came out nice and crispy and crunchy. The one drawback, in my opinion, is that they tend to need to be cut in half because the really long pieces either kind of fall underneath the grate there. It's inside the little container box. Or they have like really undercooked and overcooked parts on them. So you kind of have to do that. So if you like large pieces of bacon, it's not as much fun. And always don't forget to actually drain your grease into a nice jar. You don't want to throw that down your sink, else you'll get clogged up sinks. And obviously it's too hot to put in your trash can.
Okay, so for our second quick snack, this is something that I have been making for years. The original recipe has all different kinds of fruit in it, like peaches and pineapples, but of course we can't have those, so I cut it back to just being berries. Here I'm kind of like irritated because these are really tiny strawberries. If you've seen any of my other videos with strawberries, I usually use gigantic ones. These are just like we bought them from some other random place. But anyway, so you want to chop up your strawberries. I usually chop them pretty small. And you'll add whatever other berries you want to put in there. In this case, I think I have raspberries and blueberries. And the secret ingredient to this, which you can see over on the side hiding out for a second while I'm cutting these strawberries up, is sugar-free vanilla jello pudding. Just the dried mix. You're not going to actually make it. So, yeah, I'm about to go
You come down about quarter size?
Yeah, I mean, it depends on how big it is, but yeah. At least quartered, sometimes even smaller than that. So, just select however many berries you want. Usually I make this as a single serving, and I'll do one giant strawberry, about like 5 raspberries, and like maybe 5 to 8 blueberries. And then rinse them off. But in this video, I'm making a giant serving to put into the refrigerator. So then, if you're gonna make the giant serving like I'm doing here, just gonna drop it into the container that you're gonna store them in. Get your jello pudding mix ready. I had to have 2 bags. I didn't use that much, but the one bag only had like a teaspoon left in it, so I had to open the second package in order
So
to
how
do
much do
this.
you usually use in a standard
It's
serving?
really not measured out. So because I said I adapted this recipe from being a non low carb recipe, and in that one it was measured out, and it was a gigantic bowl and a full package of Jello pudding. So I didn't scale this at all. I just kind of eyeball it. For this, I would probably do about 2 to 3 tablespoons to start with, and once you stir it up, you can tell if it's enough. Like
So when you eyeball it, what is it you look for?
I'm going to show you in just a second what it should look like when it's finished. It doesn't look very good, but I promise you, when people start eating this, they're like, "Oh my god, this is
Mm-hmm.
delicious! Like we
Yeah.
cannot keep this." See how you can see it's like a little bit chunky. It's got a good coating on all of the fruit. That's what you're looking for.
So on this last one, we had a video, and brilliant me somehow deleted it, but saved a picture of it. So these are energy bite mixes that we also like to make for our snacks. And you just use that recipe there. You just simply no bake it. You just roll them together, add a little bit of water, and it's done. So it's really delicious.
And then we rolled it in some coconut just for a little bit of extra. Anyway, thanks for stopping by. We'll put the links to those products in the comments.
Like and subscribe.